Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, sir. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udihirayat Shinvatam Swakata Krishna Punyasravana Kirtana Hridayantosto hi abhadrani Vidnoti Suhitsatam नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, The Creation of the Fourth Order. Sorry. The Creation of the Fourth Order, Chapter 5, The Frustrations of the Sacrifice of Daksha, verses 4, 5, and 6. So, text number, verse 4. Tam kim karomiti grahantam aha Badanjalim Bhagavan Bhutanata Daksham Sayagnam Bhathanam Tvam Agrani Rudra Batam Sakome. Synonyms: Tam, to him. Virabhadra, Kim, what? Karomi, shall I do? Iti, thus. Granantam, asking. Aha, ordered. Baddha, Anjalim, with folded hands. Bhagavan, the possessor of all opulences, Lord Shiva. Bhuta Natha, the Lord of the ghosts. Daksham, Daksha. Sayagnam, along with his sacrifice. Jahi, kill. Mat, Batanam, of all my associates. Tvam, you. Agrani, the chief. Rudra, O Rudra. Bhata, O expert in battle. Sakha, born of my body. Me, my. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: when that gigantic demon asked with folded hands, "What should I do, my Lord?" Lord Shiva, who is known as Bhutanatha, directly ordered, "Because you are born from my body, you are the chief of all my associates. Therefore, kill Daksha and his soldiers at the sacrifice." Purport: here is the beginning of competition between Brahma Tejas and Shiva Tejas. By Brahma Tejas, Brahminical strength, Bhrigumuni had created the Rubu demigods who had driven away the soldiers of Lord Shiva, situated in the arena. When Lord Shiva heard that his soldiers had been driven away, he created the tall black demon Virabhadra to retaliate. There is sometimes a competition between the modes of goodness and the modes of ignorance. That is the way of material existence. Even when one is situated in the mode of goodness, there is every possibility that his position will be mixed with or attacked by the mode of passion or ignorance. That is the law of material nature. Although pure goodness or Shuddha Sattva is the basic principle in the spiritual world, pure manifestation of goodness is not possible in this material world. Thus, the struggle for existence between different material qualities is always present. This quarrel between Lord Shiva and Bhrigu Muni, centering around Prajapati Daksha, is the practical example of such competition between the different qualitative modes of material nature. Verse 5. Agnapta evam kupitena mayuna sadeva devam parichakrame vibhum mene tadatmanam asangaram ram asa mahiyasam tata sahasaishnunam. Synonyms: agnapha, being ordered, evam, in this manner, kupitena, angry, manyuna, by Lord Shiva, who is anger personified, sa, he, Virabhadra, deva, devam, he who is worshipped by the demigods, parichakrame, circumambulated, vibhum, Lord Shiva, mene, consider, tada, at that time, atmanam, himself, asanga ram asa, with the power of Lord Shiva that cannot be opposed. Mahi Yasam, of the most powerful, Tata, my dear Vidura, Saha, strength, Sahishnunam, capable of copying with. Translation: Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, that black person was the personified anger of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he prepared to execute the orders of Lord Shiva, thus considering himself capable of copying with any power offered against him. He circumambulated Lord Shiva. Text number 6. अन्वीयमाना सतो रुद्रपर्षदेर् भृशं नदाभीर्य वन्यदात्सुभारभम् उद्दम्य शूलं जगतन्तकण्टकं सम्प्रादवद्घोषणभूषणाङ्गृहे. Synonyms: Anviyamana, being followed; Sa, he, Virabhadra; Tu, but; Rudra, Parsade, by the soldiers of Lord Shiva; Brahmsam, tumultuously; Nadabdhi, roaring; Vyandhat, sounded; Su, Bhairavam, very fearful; Udhamya, carrying; Sulam, a trident; Jagat Antaka, death; Antakam, killing; Sampradavat, hurried towards the sacrifice of Daksha; Goshana, roaring; Bhusana, Angrihe, with bangles on his legs. Translation: Many other soldiers of Lord Shiva followed the fierce personality in a tumultuous uproar. He carried a great trident, fearful enough to kill even death, and on his legs he wore bangles which seemed to roar. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjalachalakaya Chakshur Unmitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantantikam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Romapada Swami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. I humbly bow down and seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to purify myself, and please forgive me for any shortcomings or misinterpretations of my own or speculations. I'm summarizing these verses from Srila Prabhupada purport and also from a class from Romapada Swami lectures. So, we are discussing in this chapter that frustration of the sacrifice of Daksha. So, in general, sometimes it's a competition between the modes of nature in this material world. So it's like in the purport also says very clearly that there is a competition between the different qualitative modes of material nature. So here centering the Daksha by Lord Shiva and Bhrigumini is one of the best example. So in our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day life activities also, we will come across all these things that modes of nature will overcome us. I mean, sometimes even though we are trying to be mode of goodness, but the passion and ignorance comes into the picture. So in detail, Bhagavad Gita 14 chapter says exclusively for these modes of nature how this uh, supremacy takes place between one over the other. So in general, like it indicates that the modes of nature compete for supremacy within individuals and amongst individual groups as well. And how that works is described in the purport, as well as when the modes of goodness existing, there is a presence of passion and ignorance, although goodness is predominating, because there is competition sometimes. Passion predominates and sometimes ignorance predominates, and similar combinations that happens within individuals. But a transcendental knowledge teaches the real nature of the person. Although individuals commonly identify themselves as covering or according to psychophysical nature, there will be some prescribed duty, like mentioned in our Varnashrama system. And also, Lord Chaitanya gave contrastingly teaching us that's not an identity at all in general. And even our like Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 8.1 to 8 says that very, very commonly used words. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Sudra Kena Naya, E Krishna Tatvaveta, Se Guru Haya. A person may be a Brahmana or a Sudra or a Sannyasi, but if he happens to be well versed in the science of Krishna, then he is fit to become a spiritual master. The qualification then of a spiritual master is not to be a qualified Brahmana, but to be well versed in the science of Krishna. So that science is very very important in our practice. Uh, like yes, the modes of nature is predominating, but we need to be in pure goodness, Suddha Tattva, or that is above mode of goodness. We need to try that one. We need to put our efforts, endurance, and everything in that domain, in that path, so that it improves in our devotional practice. So, coming to the this verses, uh, so there is a true nature, and the part of purification is dovetail the conditional nature in service under the supreme, and that devotional service mixed with modes of nature. Of course, in general, it's a mixed bhakti what we are doing because of this modes of nature. However, an unavoided devotional service is our goal. That is our ultimate goal. Unavoided devotional service that we need to keep in our uh, goal. That unavoided devotional service is very very important. So that the advantages after performing that unavoided devotional service, automatically we will get different tests like ecstasy, uninterpreted performance of devotional service, self happiness, etc. These are mathematically cannot be quantified, but a pure devotee always relishes, always experiences these things. So most of the times when we ask the questions that what is meant by pure devotional or how we will feel it, uh, in one of the recent Maharaj's answer also told that recent home program that you need to experience personally so that it will be very nice instead of hearing from opposite person. Yes, when you can experience that, when you have performed the unavoided devotional service. uh, what is meant by that in general? We need to come out of the comfort zone, like doing like chanting every day in the morning, waking up early morning, or maybe our services very sincerely. So some there will be some up and downs, there will be some inconveniences, but at the end of the day, we will feel a lot of ecstasy. The people who are seeing opposite to us, they may think that we are facing inconveniences, but in general, we are not facing. We are doing with our own will and personal interest. That's the reason we are releasing that nectar. So, in addition to this, here Daksha and Bhrigu, or the examples of Pandavas or Kauravas in general. Pandavas, they are Kshatriyas. They are strongly in passion, mode of passion in general. When we see, but they always used to follow the instructions from his elder brother Yudhishthir Maharaj. That means they are controlled by the God's principles. So that's the reason they always used to enjoy. They used to release that nectar because they are God centered. Although they have faced a lot of inconveniences, we know, but internally, it's very less for them. For externally, we looks like mixed bhakti, like modes of mixed modes of nature, like takes one way or the other on the consciousness of the supreme nature. But again, the scene is different. But similarly, there is another example like Prajapati Daksha here. The Daksha, his daughter Sati, have made a great offense with Lord Shiva. So that's the reason the connection what she was with his father, she want to cut that connection. She decided to give up her body in this context here. So when she decide to do, I mean like to left the body, there is some power from existing with the help of Lord Shiva. She can restore the body. The whole thing is that she tried to break the relationship. So here what we need to learn is that this Dakshan family made a great offense to Vaishnava, the great Vaishnava Lord Shiva. That's the reason they have encountered these consequences. So in our day-to-day life, also in our practices, along with this, we need to very careful when dealing with Vaishnavas, pure devotees, and the thing is that we need to avoid the offenses. I mean, like we should not make any Vaishnava aparad. because finally Vaishnava opera cannot be offended. It never offended unless and until we go and beg personally. So, in context, in continuation to that, uh, the Daksha was killed. I mean, like Lord Shiva was given the authority to soldiers to kill Daksha, and in the purport, Prabhupada explained very clearly and gives a classical statement in the purport between Brahma Tejas and Shiva Tejas, and there is a strength of Lord Shiva who is going to win, but by Brahma Tejas, Brahminical strength, Bhrigu Muni has created the Rubu demigods who had driven away the soldiers of Lord Shiva stationed in the arena. When Lord Shiva came to know about this thing that his soldiers had been driven away, he created a tall black demon, Veerabhadra, to retaliate to kill Daksha. So Veerabhadra is a powerful demon. So Lord Shiva has got this power to tendency to create a demon because he's very powerful and he can destroy the whole universe. But there are Brahmanas which are making some obstacles or external factors for his thing. So he created a Veerabhadra. So from this here, what we can see is that in our practices also we will see lot of up and downs like obstacles. See, even Lord Shiva got the obstacle to create or to done one activity. So in our practice in our life also we will see different obstacles, but we need to go through the obstacles. That's part of time and life here. That's it. Like for example, when you're traveling in the boat and you're in the middle of the ocean, when the big wave comes, you cannot get out of the boat in the middle of the ocean. What we will do in general, we will go through the along the ocean. I mean, like we'll go through the wave. So we will try something. We will navigate. We will make we will change the directions in the compass, and we will navigate ourselves, and we will go opposite to that, or we will make some path and we will overcome the situation. Similarly, we need to use our intelligence. We need to pray to Krishna to overcome the situation so that we can advance and progress very easily. So finally here, obstacles comes, we need to overcome. That's one of the important summary point. And second thing is that we need to avoid the aparats, especially Vaishnava aparat, because the Vaishnava aparat is never defendable at all. So very we need to be careful in our practices. So these are the important points I have summarized. And in the text 4 and 5, and Maitreya explains about the importance of that demon what Lord Shiva created, Veerabhadra. And that's it. Yeah, I will stop here. Thank you again for giving me this opportunity for my purification. Please forgive me for any shortcomings. Vancha kalpatarubhasya cha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavane